So it was 10 minutes instead of 5. But you know what? I broke out the classic New Kids on the Block because we're getting together with one of my sisters. And you know what? I'm not going to age us and say we're old like that. I'm just going to say we're awesome like that. Hello, darling! Oh my goodness! I had to pull out like the classic New Kids on the Block, dude. Like, actually, though. Because,
how could you not?
well, we're almost exactly the same age, which makes us equal in awesomeness. I'm just going to put that out there.
We are. We're awesome.
You're so awesome. You know, does your daughter cringe when you say that? Like, my son cringes when I'm like, dude, I'm awesome. You don't even know. Like, awesome.
Yeah. I just get the eye rolls and they're like, okay, Mom. Keep going there. It's okay.
Well, and then I pull out this one. I'm like, whatever. You don't know. I'm hip like that. The kids still say hip, right? And he's like, no, mother. No, they don't actually. I'm like, whatever, dude. You don't know. You're not hip. That's why, because you're not hip. Like me.
Oh, girl.
So let's start, Miss Lindy, with let's introduce you. So tell my people who you are, and if they don't know, I met your daughter last week.
Yes. So you chatted with my daughter, the Keto Teen, Brittany.
Yes.
And so I'm a teacher. I teach in Northside Independent School District here in San Antonio, Texas.
Nice.
And, today was some of our first days back doing data, looking at kids, information, and kind of getting geared up for the school year.
Nice.
But over the last year, I started keto last July, and over this past year, I've lost 88 pounds.
No.
Amazing. Yes.
Because you know what? That's an insane amount of weight to lose in a year.
Yeah, but with keto, it makes it, I mean, it's not easy, but it makes it so much easier. You just feel more full, and you have so much more energy, and yeah, it's come off. It's starting to really slow down, so I'm having to kind of tweak things here and there as I go, and just be more patient. But yeah, it's been a great year.
At your house, like mine, I'm a year and a half, so we're like almost keto twinsies. I started in April, so not long before you, over Easter, because I'm really smart like Dory, and I'm like, oh, I'll totally, go keto. I already pre-purchased my cream eggs.
Oh no, not the caffeine.
Oh, I know. And you know what? Here's the funny thing, because I won't lie. Like, when I gained my 20 pounds, it was all cream eggs. Like, it was all cream eggs, because I loved the 3-packs. And before Easter, you buy a 3-pack or 2, and then one for your Easter basket, because you got to have Easter Bunny presents. Nobody believes it was the Easter Bunny if mommy doesn't get 2. And then after, they're on sale, so you get like 3 or 4 of them. And when I started, I won't lie, I was like 5 days healthy eating, and I was like, okay, so nobody's here, and ain't nobody looking at me. And I giggled to myself, and I thought, Dory, how's your new diet going? What'd you have? Eggs? Scrambled? No cream. And I was very proud of myself. And I was unwrapping the wrapper, and I was like, dude, nobody's even watching me. Look, nobody's even going to know that I'm eating this. Like, I am so smooth right now. And as I was opening it, I was like, oh my God, this is going to taste so good. Like, I've been 5 days clean eating. This is going to taste so good. And I put it in my mouth, and I was like, bleh!
Yes. I started in the summer, so I think about a month in, I was just desperate for pizza. I really missed pizza, and like brick oven pizza. So we went to a local brick oven place, and afterwards I was like, oh, I feel yucky. I wish I would have just eaten the toppings. It would have been better. So it's almost like, I think Matt from Keto Connect talks about it being kind of like self-correcting properties of the diet. You just kind of get more assimilated to certain tastes and that clean eating, and yeah.
Well, and it doesn't take long.
For you.
Well, and it doesn't, like, it just doesn't happen for me anymore. But you know what I did this year? This year was my 1 year keto, and I was really, really proud of myself that I made it a whole year by Easter. So at Easter time, I made my own cream eggs. So I looked up a low carb recipe, and it still had a couple things in there that we can't have. So I modified it, and I literally made a 4-ingredient cream egg recipe that I put out at Easter time, because cream eggs were the one thing that I was like, dude, I can't go without. I need cream eggs to feel like Easter happened at my house. And so I made them instead.
Yeah, well, I think with us, I think we did Lily's chocolate for Easter, and then just non-food kind of treats.
Yes.
Where we had a keto basket instead of an Easter basket. So we made it happen. I think almonds were part of the keto basket.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and just some alternatives, just kind of making it new, making a new version of what we're used to.
Well, and think about it. We can do Lily's chocolates. We can do beef jerky. We can do bags of pork rinds. We can do meat chips. We can throw in a bag of almonds or hazelnuts or, pumpkin seeds or whatever. So I kind of want to talk about that, because we're the moms in our house. So we're the ones who are in charge of, let's be honest, everything. But beyond that, we're in charge of the seasonal recipes, right? Like, oh, Mom, are you going to make your famous pound cake? Or at my house, it's pierogies and sweet potato pie. And, these are the dishes that I'm expected to make in my house because they're tradition. So how do you deal with kind of adjusting traditional dishes to keto-fy them at your house?
So a lot of it is just either finding alternatives to things. So Christmas, for example, I don't know if you've ever heard of monkey bread.
Yes. Yes.
So, we call it monkey balls in my family because that's just more fun.
It's more fun.
That's been a Christmas tradition. Like, how weird is that? Christmas, that and hard-boiled
monkey balls.
That's what Brittany and I have been thinking about. Oh my gosh, what are we going to do for Christmas? Last Christmas, I was the only one keto, so I still made them. Everybody had it, and I just did eggs and just skipped out on it. And that wasn't a big deal for me. But Brittany has just started making egg loaf recipes.
Yes.
So I think that's going to be a cool alternative, and we can kind of zhuzh that up a little bit and make that warm morning treat on Christmas. Other, like, birthdays, that was something that was new territory this summer. Most of us, Brian's the only one, my husband has a November birthday, but all the rest of us are summer birthdays. And Brittany had graduation this year. So, like, the celebrations usually revolve around the
foods,
cake, right?
Yeah, the cake, the ice cream.
We have a local bakery here in San Antonio that actually will make keto cakes. And so we tasted it, and even Logan, our non-keto kid right now, he really liked it, so we went for it. So for her graduation, we had a bunch of people over, and we had keto cake and barbecue, because we're in Texas. I know you guys were talking about Texas.
Right, Texas barbecue.
So, just finding those little alternatives and things that we can work around. And, the celebration is not only just a food, it's being there with your family and having fun.
Yes.
I found that losing this weight and starting to feel so much better makes every celebration that much better. It just,
right?
I can spend more time with my family. We went on vacation recently, and I went parasailing. I would never have said yes to stuff like that before. So it's just too self-conscious and then too tired by the end of the day to even think about doing that kind of stuff with my family. But here, because of keto helping me feel better, helping my body release weight and inflammation, it's just better standard of living, just better life altogether.
Now, I find for me, with my family, with my friends, even with my online community, I am much more present than I ever was before. I never used my social media until I started keto, because I didn't want to put it out there. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't want pictures of myself. I didn't want people to see my fat self. didn't want people to see my transition. I didn't want people judging me because, you know, when you're 290 pounds, I felt really good until somebody took a picture of me and I was like, okay, so why am I standing next to my 5-year-old and I look 8 months pregnant? Like, can someone please explain to me why I look pregnant?
Yeah.
No, you can't?
Yeah, I totally relate to that completely. And that's when, probably around Christmas time last year was when people were really starting to notice a difference. That was when I had lost about 60 pounds. And I started kind of doing like those before and afters because I was really proud of myself at that point. And it's kind of like you want to share the awesomeness that is, and so many questions start flooding to you, right?
Yes.
From your friends and family. And I started, had Brittany help me make up some videos and did a YouTube channel just so that all of the same questions that I was getting, I could answer those in those videos. And I'm a huge podcast person. I love podcasts. And that's kind of how I learned about keto, through YouTube and podcasts. And but it was really hard to navigate. There's so many different versions and different stances on things. And it was really hard as a beginner, especially to kind of navigate the starting point. So I figured, well, let me kind of take some of the pieces that I have found to be kind of steady and true for most people and explain what I can, help people kind of circumnavigate kind of the, you know, all the mixed messages. And then just share the people that I like listening to. I found that to be great. And then on social media, I've heard, like, I had stopped Instagram because as a teacher, you know, you have lots of students wanting to follow you and things like that, and I just didn't quite feel comfortable with that. But Instagram was the one place where I would like, okay, I'll post a few things here for to share stuff with my kids. And then I just stopped doing Instagram. But then I heard, I think it was probably Keto Connector on one podcast, they were talking about just a more supportive community on the Instagram side of the keto sphere. So okay, well, let me try it out. And it definitely, I've really loved coming back to Instagram and kind of starting up this Keto Teacher Mom Instagram page. And it's so fun to be able to share, to get motivation from people, inspiration from people. And thank you for being part of my keto community. It's been amazing. I
love it. And you know what? I love Instagram. I was a holdout too. I had no idea about Instagram. I originally started mine because of my YouTube channel, which honestly started because of Facebook. I made a couple videos on Facebook, just easy stuff, and the quality isn't that great. And everybody was like, oh, Dory, can you just make a YouTube channel? And I was like, but I don't know how to make a YouTube channel. So I'll tell you a secret. I watched a video about how to create a YouTube channel, and that's how I did it. Now, I did accidentally create 2, because again, Dory, and so smooth technically. So I'm figuring at some point I might actually split my content and use that extra channel so that I can have one for recipes, because I was like, oh man, I've only had my YouTube channel for not quite 8 months and I have over 300 videos. And I was like, oh, how you find anything?
Yeah, girl, I'm not that active. If you can watch that, you can tell on my videos when I have off time, like when I'm not at school.
Yeah.
It's Christmas videos, and then I made a couple just recently during the summer. Yeah, girl, you rock. Well,
I got obsessed over Christmas time because again, I only found, you know, keto in April, and I don't know what to say other than I really got obsessed with the new year is coming. Everybody needs the information. Oh God, you want to start January 1. You don't know it yet. I'll get it out there. I was like a crazy lady. New Year's Eve, I don't know why my guy didn't leave me last year. He was like, okay, so what's your deal? I was like, I'm all keto today. From like noon until like 10 minutes to midnight, I put out live stream videos that whole day because I was like, honey, people need this information. They have to have it now. And I won't lie, for a few months, I kept up a pace that I couldn't keep up. Like, I was so obsessed with just getting the information out there that I was literally, I was working myself to death, and I was making a video recipe every single day. Like, if I cooked it, I made a video of it. And I really had to come, January, February, back off a little, because I was exhausting myself. And that's no help to anybody. You can burn out in 3 months, and then you can never help anybody again. So I want to talk a little bit about that, because, again, what you do, you expend a lot of energy teaching and sharing knowledge, and a lot of people don't understand how physically, emotionally draining that is. So I want to talk a little bit about how you recharge, because we all have to. You can't serve anybody out of an empty cup. So what do you do at the end of the day to kind of find that inner balance for you?
Yeah, it's been a big transition through last year and even through the summer. It's in one respect, as a mom, you almost feel guilty to kind of turn into yourself and give to yourself. But you're so right. You can't help others unless your bucket is filled, right?
Yes.
I think my major turn was with the addition of exercise. So I started running, and that seemed, at first it was walking, and then it was running, and then I would see, well, how fast can I get this 1 mile in?
Yeah.
And it just progressed from there, and that just became my reflection time. Again, I could listen to music, I could listen to podcasts and kind of multitask, but also just kind of shut down and not have to answer 50 million questions and be pulled in 50 million directions. It was just run this path, get down with my workout, and then it just kind of that decompression time. One of the podcasts that I love listening to is the Keto Hacking MD with Jimmy Moore and John Lemansky.
Yes.
Oh, I love it. So I love that sciencey side of it, and I love that self-experimentation. And so a lot of the tips and pointers through a lot of like the biohacking sphere led me to doing things like ice baths. I've recently tried incorporating ice baths, and I've really seen some cool results from ice baths. The other day, I was able to clock 30 minutes in, and the sleep I get after an ice bath is amazing. So if anybody hasn't tried it or is kind of thinking about doing something like that, ice baths are a really cool way to kind of just, number one, relax a little bit. It's kind of weird to say relax in a tub filled with ice, but it's nice. And then, but the major benefit for me, at least in the short term, is the sleep. That night's sleep is amazing. And of course, a good night's sleep will get you recharged and ready to go for the next day.
I actually had a few people who had questions about that after my live with Dr. Lemansky, and they were curious, how cold does the water have to be, or is it just ice? Like, are you just laying there on ice, or is it like ice inside of cold water? How cold are we talking?
Yeah. So I don't know. I need to get some sort of thermometer to put in there to see how cold I'm actually able to get it down to. But what I do is I pour my bath. We're in San Antonio, Texas, so the ground temperature here is very warm. So I pour my bath early in the day to allow, even on the coldest setting, my bath is still really warm. So it allows that water just to cool off. Probably leave it a couple hours, and then I go down to the convenience store and buy 4 bags of ice.
Okay.
And his tip that I saw him talk about was get in the bath first.
Okay.
With just the water, and then add the ice. It's a little bit easier transition
to get into.
Just,
okay.
Fit in, right, with the ice. But that's kind of been my mix so far is 4 bags, 4 10-pound bags of ice.
Okay.
So however cold that gets, I'm not sure. It's very like uncomfortable, and you definitely start shivering. But I hear that kind of goes away. That dissipates as your body gets more used to kind of that cold therapy.
Okay. I love a hot bath to relax. I can't lie. I like to, turn off the lights, light a candle, bring some music in there, lock the door so nobody, accidental bothers me on purpose for something silly like, ma'am, I'm hungry. The other day I was on live and my son tried to phone me and I was like, decline. I'm in the middle of a live. He calls me right back and I was like, oh, dang it. I better answer this because he hung up and called right back. Hopefully it won't kick me out. I answer the phone and I was like, hey dude, I'm on live, what's up? He's like, I'm like, is it an emergency? He goes, I guess not. I was just wondering if you had any plans for dinner.
Well, I did send out a text too. We have a family group chat, my daughter calls it, where all four of us talk on the same text line.
Nice.
So I sent out one, about to go live with Dory. I love y'all, but don't call me or text me.
Don't call me.
Like, okay.
Okay. Well, and I find, like, I have my 3 devices, because I'm on my iPad, I'm on my phone, and then I have my 3rd phone for music, and it never fails. I have turned off my notifications on all 3 devices, and how do they still come through? I don't understand. I turned it all off. It says I'm not online. It says I'm not accepting anything, and yet, bing, bing.
It's just the mom thing. It's just they can get to us whenever they need us.
I think I can sense it, you know, like when your kid needs you and you're like, my mom senses are tingling. Something's wrong. My child is hungry or sad.
I feel it. I feel those tingling. I'm really lucky, though, I have to say. My kiddos are pretty independent. Being, now graduated from high school. She's such a great help with Logan. Yes. He's pretty independent, too. So luckily, they're not barging in all the time in the tough times. So
good job, Mama.
Rocket is another story. He can't handle life without me.
Oh, so, my dog. Oh yeah, if I go to the bathroom, she needs to check on me. Like, are you okay? Did you die? Like, you're not gonna fall in that toilet, right? You're fine. I'm like, get out of the bathroom, dude. I don't need you in here. And then she'll try to lay down by my feet, and I'm like, get out.
Yeah, I've stopped fighting. I just let him go ahead. Come on, Rocket. We're gonna go pee now. Come on
let's go pee now. Well, and at some point, there's no point in fighting it. When my son was little, and he used to just cry and stick his fingers under the door, and I'm like, dude, I'm right here. Like, 2 minutes. Clearly, you're gonna die. Fine, I'll just leave the door open for you. And I won't lie, my son is now 20, and I just don't close the bathroom door, like, ever, because I don't know. I got into the habit when he was little of don't close the door. So now my dog just wanders in and she's like, oh, hello. What's up? Do you need some help? No, dude, I don't need your help.
Well, this is a little TMI, but my mom, I'm the oldest of 7. She would call what she called kid meetings. Where we had this house where the toilet faced the stairs. She would call kid meeting, and we would all sit there and like listen to whatever she had to say while she was, doing her business. Just multitasking. That's what we're good at, as moms. We just can get more than one thing done at a time.
Well, and you know what? I'm going to say something that's going to make you feel better, and I'm going to say this weirdness also happened at my house, and I think it happens in families where it's mostly girls. Like, where it's mostly girls, because you're like, we're all in the bathroom. Anyways, family meeting, and, everybody's hanging, and you're like, but you're pooping. Like, how can you have a serious conversation with somebody who's pooping? And I don't know how to say other than when you grow up that way, it doesn't sound as weird as it does when I'm saying it out loud right now.
Yeah, especially, on a public forum,
Well, yeah, and I'm like, why did I start this again? Stop talking, Dory. Stop talking.
I think we're at an exhaustion point. Girl, you've had a busy day.
Oh, it's been the most fun day, though. Oh, my goodness. I love Mondays. My motivation Mondays, man, they get me going every single week. Because you know what? To be able to meet new people, and today I got to meet 2 brand new people, because I never met Ask Nurse Cindy before, and I haven't met you before. So I love it. Like, I used to dread Mondays. I won't lie. I was one of those Monday haters, and I was like, actually, though, why is Friday so close to Monday, but Monday's so far from Friday? Please explain that to me. I would like a recount. I would like a recount. And I was that girl who was posting Monday, I think I want to break up with you. Like, every day of the work week is better than you. And now I literally, my whole week aims towards Monday. Because I'm like, you know what? Monday is that day. Everybody is, you're either remotivating for the next week, or you had a really, really awful weekend and you're starting again. But every Monday is a fresh start. And I believe it now in a way I never did.
Yes. I agree. Now, there are some Sunday night as teachers where we're like, okay, get it together. Oh, here we go.
Oh, no.
I agree with that clean slate idea. It's fresh. I get to, especially when I get back to school, I've got my babies here in my house, but I get to see my other, 20-some babies at school. So I agree. That can be great. And hello, when you get to talk to the people that you're talking to on a Monday.
I'm not going to say no.
That's amazing.
Right? I love it. So what have you got on the go the rest of the week that we need to be falling for? And Brittany, let's throw in there what she's doing this week too, because you know what? I want to really get your guys' stuff out there because, man, I love your family. I love.
Thank you. Well, right now, I think she's going to have a new video hitting soon on her YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And I think it's either this week or next week that her podcast interview with Jimmy Moore for Living a Low Carb is coming out. Yes. So that'll be exciting.
Oh.
So stay tuned for that. It's either this week or next week. It's the early August. So
I'm going to say probably next week because he told me he's on vacation till the 5th. I think we're doing a live on the 6th, which is the Wednesday, I think.
Cool. So then it must be next week then.
Yes. How much do you love Jimmy? Like, I literally could oh, you might be Jimmy, I love you.
That's Brittany's Uncle Jimmy, point blank.
I'm willing to be Auntie Dory, and it's really not weird for me. I've been always everybody's Auntie Dory. Like, my sister had 5 kids, and all of their friends called me Auntie Dory. All my friends' kids call me Auntie Dory. I'm like 3-4 generations down Auntie Dory. When my cousins' friends unfriend them, I'm still their Auntie Dory. But they're like, oh, I don't hang out with your niece anymore, but you're still my Auntie Dory, though. I love you, Auntie Dory.
You're Auntie for life.
Oh, I was actually thinking, I might start doing a feature on my YouTube where the kids come and it's just cooking with Auntie Dory. And we do, because I had so much fun when my nephews came. I tackled one of the biggest, worst things heading into back to school. And it's this. Oh, I don't want to eat that for lunch. I hate that. I don't want to pack my lunch. Nobody wants to pack the lunch. So I had my nephews come over, and they're 5, 6, and 15. I'm brave. I am so brave. Oh, my God. So I had them come over, and we pre-packed their Monday to Friday lunch. So I made up coconut tortillas. We did pinwheel sandwiches. We did meat chips. And I had everything all laid out on a platter. And they each packed their Monday to Friday lunch. We marked it, and they took them home. And Mommy got a week off, and she's like, Auntie Dory, you are the bomb. I love you, yo. I love you, yo. She's like, anytime you want to borrow my kids,
send them on over.
Send them on over. So when you say that Brittany has jumped on board, how long did that take? Because I know you started like I did. Your family was like, good choice for you, honey. Have fun with that. I love you.
Yes. Well, yeah. I was kind of on my own side at the same time.
I still love you. That's my fiance.
My hubby was so good about it. He jumped on Pinterest, and he typically, because we'll be at school all day, he'll be kind of thinking about meal prep for that night for dinner. So he's really the cook of the family. And so he jumped on Pinterest and found recipes that he's kind of put into our rotation. So the kids went more low carb from the get-go because I couldn't eat any of the pasta dishes that we had originally had in the rotation. So slowly there was no more bread as a side, and then the side went from mashed potatoes to cauliflower rice, and the kids realized, oh, we really do like this. And then as Brian saw me eating more bacon, which he thought was crazy, he's like, who is this person? Like, and where did my wife go? I have no idea.
Oh. Bacon is the love of my life. I'm just going to put that out there and say, bacon loves you, but I'm its favorite.
That's fine. I mean, I think we all have our own separate relationship with bacon.
Yeah.
And I can respect that.
I do.
Okay? I can respect it.
No crossover, no crossover. Yeah, I'm totally willing to accept I might not be, the only woman in Bacon's life. And that jerk keeps promising he's going to stop cheating on me, and I just keep taking him back. Like,
oh. Too damn good. That's just all there is to it. But yeah, so it slowly progressed. Brittany did last summer kind of start taking more keto lunches, and she's in color guard, so they would have band camp, and but it just maintaining that through the school year, she just felt was very hard, and so she stopped, and then she picked up again about 4 months ago, and this time she was all in. She didn't care about what the friends were saying or if they were asking her questions, because after, as you and I know, after a while, those weird faces and questioning ways turned into, okay, really, what are you doing?
No, like, actually, though, what are you doing? And I will say the same with my son. He's 20. He just turned 20 in February. And this wasn't his first experiment with eating different food. He did vegetarian for a whole year. Now, bless his heart, he stuck it out a whole year. That was expensive for me. I'm just going to put that out there and say, that soy garbage ain't cheap. But when we talked about it, he's coming the end of, he wanted to do a 3-month keto experiment. We're going to see what's going to happen. At this point, he thinks he might bring in some other things. We'll see. I think he might get sick. But we were talking about it the other day, and he said, you know what, by far, Mom, this was way easier, way less restrictive than going vegetarian. He had more options. It was more friendly for eating out, because when he was vegetarian, there really wasn't any eating out unless you're just getting salad. That was it. Salad.
And for us, we, steak, and when in doubt, a burger or steak, and you're golden. And it's just so much more satiating. So it's so much easier to stick to than, you'd have to be eating mounds of soy, which that's another issue.
So
Tofu
much.
and soy, that kind of stuff is, my mom had died of breast cancer, so that's something that we definitely have to kind of stay away from. But yeah, so she's been rocking it, and it's really cool to see your kids make these choices and be so successful. Logan, we're still kind of working through, and as moms, you want to walk that line of not creating, kind of disordered eating or disordered thinking about their relationship with food. So you just have to walk that line. I feel guilty for having started my kids, and carb. I feel like especially like Logan, he just carbs, and he even teases about it now. But now he has kind of more of this knowledge of, okay, that's not necessarily the best thing. He's made swaps for his sodas, his sugary sodas. Now he drinks stevia. It's like a treat for him. He likes that. So slowly we're getting to where better choices are being made, but it's okay. I'm okay with kind of that slow stepping away from certain things and moving towards better than what we were the week before and the week before that. So
as a mom, 1,000,000% I agree. And I will say, even before my son decided he would try keto, he was already making better choices. Like, for example, and this sounds like a silly one, some people might laugh at me, but I was still really proud of him. We were at the Walmart, and I said to him, honey, go grab yourself, 3 or 4 bags of chips. And he was like, oh, I'll just pick 1 bag. And I was like, are you sure? Because normally I would go to the grocery store and I would buy, I won't lie, 4 bags for him, 4 bags for my fiance and I, for the week, for our snacks, for in the evening. So when I said to him, you know what, go pick your 4 bags, he was like, oh, I'll just pick 1 bag. And he stopped eating sugar cereal. So again, he was still eating cereal, but he gave up on, like the Fruit Loops and the Lucky Charms and the really sugar cereal. And he started eating things like Quest granola or, something that's still carby, but it was still a better choice. And you know what? Yeah. Slowly he made more and more better choices. And then one day he was like, you know what, Mom, I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to keto. You just cook for me. And it's fun because as I got to watch him transition, we giggled a lot together. Like the first week when you're so hungry and he was like, oh my God, I'm going to starve to death. There's no way. Like, I'm going to be so hungry. By week 3, when he was like, oh my God, will I ever be hungry again? And I was like, it'll come back. It'll come back. By week 6, when he was like, so I totally don't feel like eating today. I'm not gonna. Guess what? That's intermittent fasting, long-term fasting. So, after a few months, we talked about that. And then I got to laugh with him about that because I said, you know what? So many people are pressuring themselves to fast, either to intermittent fast or to long-term fast, long before they're ready. And when we sat down and talked about it, he's like, I just wasn't hungry. So I decided I don't really need to eat right now. And I was like, that's it right there. That's the ticket. That's what fasting should be. It should not be you're looking at your watch going, oh my God, dude, I can't eat for another 6 hours. I might kill somebody. It really should just be, you know what, I don't feel like eating. And when I'm hungry, I will.
Yeah, and then you're giving your kiddo that validation of the fact that you are in control of yourself, and listen to those signals that your body is giving you. And yes, if you're not hungry, cool.
Don't eat.
And if you are, cool. And that's something, with meals with families, that's another thing that kind of comes up. Well, how do you deal with, if you are maybe fasting or you're not hungry, what do you do mealtime, right? So we're all supposed to sit down and eat together. Well, there's several times where I've told my kids, I'm just not hungry right now. Either they'll go get something, or I sit down with everybody and we have a meal, and I just kind of drink my water and we talk and have that time. Now Brittany has started intermittent fasting, and she likes to have an earlier dinner, and so she'll ask Mom, can we eat by like 5 or 5:30? Because I would like to be able to have an 18-hour window where I'm fasting.
Yeah.
And so I think that's cool. Absolutely. That sounds good to me. So just giving them that encouragement to, make those choices and have that empowerment to listen to their bodies and try things out to see if it works for them.
At my house, I won't lie, my dinner time has kind of adjusted as well because of my intermittent fasting. We used to eat dinner at 6 p.m. Everybody ate dinner at 6 p.m. And then my brother has his medication at 8, so there would be a snack at 8 o'clock and then a snack before bed. And because I'm more of an evening eater than a morning eater, I eat later in the day. So I don't have my first meal of the day until maybe 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And then we have dinner at 8 p.m. when he takes his medication. So everyone else gets a little snack. I will have something to eat at 3 p.m. I eat dinner at 8 p.m. and then a small snack usually around 10, and that's my 16-8. But it just kind of happened gradually, and nobody else in my house really minds if we eat at 8, and it just slowly happened, and it works out to be a better time in my house. And also I feel very Sex in the City. Late dinner, very, very schmancy, just saying, like, late dinner is so much fancier.
Just don't feel fancy sometimes, and I'm like, let's do an early dinner so Mommy can be in bed.
Mommy can be in bed by 8.
Like I'm gonna die.
Right? Because you know what? We're not 20.
School coming. Oh my gosh, the exhaustion level is crazy.
Well, and when do you officially go back? Because right now you're starting to plan curriculum, but when are you back full time?
So we start our first day back with the kids is the 27th of August, and the teachers go back the week before that and prep the rooms and all that kind of good stuff. We do the meet the teacher. So yeah, so basically when August hits, summer's over.
Well, and here most of the schools don't go back until after August long weekend unless they're year-round schooling. Because year-round schooling kind of comes and goes whenever it wants. My son did year-round 1 year, and he loved it. Because 2 months break in the summer is too much for him. He was bored after 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So
I've never been in a school that has had year-long schooling. I kind of have some mixed feelings about it. We are able to do like our vacations and things like that this way, but I'm also a creature of habit, so it's just this is what I've known. But yeah, that'd be kind of interesting to see. We're in a bigger school district, so it's kind of hard to make any of those kind of changes. But
nice.
Yeah, once August hits for us, the snowball starts and boom, we're back at it.
So, do you have any requests for back to school? Because the last couple weeks of August, rolling into back to school, I'm going to focus on back to school recipes. I'm going to get together with Nancy, Keto for Real Life People, and we're going to do a back to school Sunday fun day on August 19th, and we're going to do adult beverages and ice cream sundaes. But I'm curious, is there anything on your back to school list that you would love to have for lunches that I could make for you?
Oh goodness, I'm more of for lunch at school. I'm more of a snacky kind of lunch.
Okay.
So anything kind of easy to prep and grab and go are my jam. So like sometimes it'll be cream cheese on sliced up cucumbers.
Okay.
That's so super easy, but I'm open for a lot of different stuff. Anything that's easy, quick, and some of us have access to fridges and some don't. So kind of having that option of if you don't have a fridge, here's something that's going to stay okay in your lunch bag until lunchtime.
Well, and I think I'm going to try to split it up between I have a fridge, I don't have a fridge, and I've got a microwave. Because a lot of people have access to a microwave that you could easily bring things like a pre-mixed up 1-minute muffin that you can throw in the microwave when you're ready to have stuff like that. So I think I really kind of, and a lot of people, for example, you know, maybe they work a job where they're in their vehicle all day long. So they don't necessarily have access to fridge or microwave. And I think I really kind of want to split that up a little for people because not everyone has access to equipment at work. I always did. I've always worked somewhere that had a fridge, had a microwave, had a kitchen that you could, you know, stock up your freezer, stock up your fridge at work, as long as those buggers didn't eat all your food. And they always ate my food.
Listen, Brian and I worked at Home Depot for years and years and years and years, and that was always an issue. Like, people's food going missing. Like, who eats somebody else's food? Like,
who does that?
That's weird. But even teachers that do have access, like we do have access to refrigerators and microwaves there at school, so having those options are great, but there are also days where it's like, okay, I cannot leave this desk, I've got to get all this graded, put in this data, so just keeping going there in the classroom, eating as I'm doing some work, so those quick little snacky kind of things are my jam on those days.
Awesome.
I think a mix of both would be awesome.
Oh, yes, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And that's just going to be my focus for probably the last 2 weeks of August, so that everybody can be well prepared. And you know what, maybe we'll do another kids lunch prep so that, you know, people can see a few options. And we did it as a dance party, so that just makes life more fun.
So fun. It's so much more fun when you're dancing.
I'm too brave.
And embarrassing your kids at the same time, it's like a win-win.
Right? I think that's got to be the best gift as your kids age. And I did tell people we'd chat a little bit about teenagers. So I want to say that. I want to say when your kids are 2, 4, 6 years old and they make you want to stab your own eye with a stick, wait till they turn 13 and start embarrassing them in public.
Oh, it's the best. It really is. Sometimes I have to pull myself back from it, from the joy.
I know, right? And my kid has got this look of horror on his face, and I'm just loving it. I'm trying not to laugh out loud, and he just hates it. Like, and I say 13 for boys is that magic age. Like, it's magic. I was walking into Walmart with my son one day, and I was like, oh my God, dude, we totally match. And he goes, what? And I said, oh, you're wearing your teal shirt, and I've got my teal purse and my teal shoesies, and now everyone's going to know we're together, even if we're not holding hands. But if you want to hold hands, we could. And he's like, no, mother, I don't want to hold your hand. And I was like, are you sure?
When they break out the mother.
Right? Yes, mother.
Mother.
And I was like, you know what, we could hold hands and skip like when you were little. I used to love that. And he's like, how about I walk over there and you walk over there and I pretend I don't know you. So then I just followed him around for the rest of the shopping to be like, am I bugging you now? Is this irritating? Is this embarrassing? I'm not embarrassing, right? I'm totally cool.
Oh, man. The eye rolls. I can just picture all of the eye rolls.
Right? Like, I swear, like, one day at the end of my life, there'll be, like, a little clip of every eye roll from, like, childhood all the way on. At my house, we love to, what I can only refer to as drama queen off ever since my son was small. And we would go out of our way to, like, be really like, and see who would win the drama queen war. And I'm just going to say he's pretty good at it.
We tease Logan that he's quite the drama drama queen, but he doesn't like that very much. So sometimes we have to pull that back. But yeah, I still get snuggles. So I'm still in with Logan. He's 10.
Yeah.
So I'm still in that age range where, he still wants his mommy sometimes. Now we're going into 5th grade, so that might not be happening for very much longer.
Right.
But even through all the eye rolls, we probably agree that these kids are pretty amazing, and it's such a treat to be able to watch them grow and become their own independent people, and still need you every once in a while. And then the fact that they actually do listen to us and appreciate the example that we've given, that's pretty darn cool. Pretty darn cool. Even if we're not as cool to them as we think or we know that we are.
Well, and you know what? I'm going to say that's only your own child, because my son's friends used to tease him all the time, and they'd be like, your mom's cooler than you are, dude. It's known. It's known. Your mom's more fun than you are. Just, saying, dude. And we would laugh about it. And he had one friend who would, totally egg me on, and I loved it. And he'd be like, oh my God, you should totally come to the high school for lunch, and you could sit at the table with us, and you could tell Isaac you love him and stuff in front of everyone, and then we could I could bring my mom's van, and we could have music, and we could dance and stuff. And I was like, oh my God, dude, that sounds like so much fun. And my kid looks at him and he goes, I'll kill you. You stop right now. I will kill you. And then I'm gonna invite your dad to the school. And he's like, never mind.
I'm out.
It's all good.
Oh, sweet babies.
I know, right? And they grow so fast. I swear I just brought him home from the hospital yesterday. I don't even know how that happened. I blinked my eye and he's a grown man.
Yeah. It's really trippy when you realize your child is out of high school and you're like, but I just graduated. How is this happening?
Right?
How can I have this child who is this age when I'm only 20 myself?
But I'm only 29. Again. I actually had my birthday last weekend, and I won't lie. I posted it as the 14th anniversary of my 29th birthday.
I love it. Mine's coming up at the first week of school, so I'll have to kind of celebrate that. I'll be the big 4-0.
Ooh. It's a big one. It is. I won't lie. I rung in my 40th birthday at the amusement park, and I got my picture with Jack and Jill Bunny, just saying. Be jealous.
I'm jealous. Yeah, totally. Get it, girl.
I know, right? Well, thank you so much for hanging out with us. I absolutely adore you. We'll have to do it again soon. And I will, what I'm going to do is when I go back to the Facebook version, I'm going to take a couple of your YouTube videos and post them so that people know where to find your YouTube.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And I adore you. And thank you for just giving my daughter a platform to speak out to.
Anytime.
It's been really great.
Anytime. Honestly, you guys are welcome to come and hang out with me and my people anytime you want, because you're doing the good stuff. We're all out there. We're sharing it. We're just spreading the keto love, and I am so excited to do that with you guys. 1,000,000%.
Awesome. Well, girl, have a great night.
Yes.
Awesome Motivational Monday.
Oh, thank you, darling. We're off to eat our dinner.
Yes, go eat your dinner.
Have a great night.
Bye.
Thanks, hon.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, guys, how fun was that? So, that's another Motivational Monday in the books. I'm going to quick let you guys know what we're doing tomorrow. So, tomorrow I decided we're going to have a brand new feature on my page, on my feed, and it's called Let's Taco About It Tuesday. Because I'm Dory and I'm cheesy like that. And basically, it's just going to be an open Q&A, just me and you guys. So we're going to sit down at 2 p.m. tomorrow, and we're just going to talk about any keto questions you have, even if they're non-keto questions. Beginners questions, fasting, you name it, carnivore. You want to talk about it. We'll even talk about clothes and what weird stuff happens when you lose over 100 pounds. Whatever you guys want to talk about, we're going to talk about it tomorrow. So I will catch you guys tomorrow, 2 p.m. And then at 9 p.m. Mountain. We're going to get together with my girlfriend Faith, and we're going to do our last chance to order our makeup. I'm going to get me a kit because I'm super excited. I want me $400 worth of makeup for $89. So if you guys want that too, come hang out with me tomorrow night, and we're going to have lots of fun. And tomorrow we're going to talk about it. Have a great night, guys.